Salutations, fam. This is Arim, and yeah, I am coming at you with an updated deck profile for Chaos Max. I decided to once again just, thought I'd give it another try. Try and improve the deck and actually build it to be competitively viable, like with the intent of like doing well at a tournament. Went to a local and I ended up going undefeated yet again. Yeah, I thought that I was going to lose for free to, a lot of decks, but, the deck is, it's in a weird spot. I don't want to say it's, like, super good or anything. I think it's more so that it has, like, answers to a lot of situations. It has answers to a lot of situations. I know how to outplay my opponents very, very heavily, and a lot of people don't actually have answers to the playstyle. Interesting thing about this deck, it's like, yeah, it's a combo deck, it's a go second combo deck, but like Nibiru is useless against it because I very rarely actually summon 5 times in a turn, and if I do, the 5th summon is typically something that can deal with Nibiru anyway. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and put that over there. So yeah, getting into the deck profile. If you start things off, you know how it goes. We gotta run triple blue eyes. You'll notice that these 3 blue eyes have like different art than the one that I usually use. But like, so interesting about that, as you'll notice, I'm not using my typical Dragon Shield sleeves, and I just didn't want to take my Ghost Rare out of the sleeve because I don't like constantly changing sleeves with it. And I have like 7 different blue eyes, so it's fine. But yeah, 3 blue eyes, 1 alternative, 1 Dragon Spirit, and then the 3 Chaos Max for my blue eyes. Lots of big monsters with 3k. A lot of times that can win games because lots of decks just have a hard time dealing with a boss monster with 3k. And then Chaos Max, can't be targeted or destroyed by stuff. So a lot of times people have trouble dealing with that as well. Except for like if they're running like Dinowrestler and things like that. Like there are ways to deal with Chaos Max, but if you're not ready for it, it can be really hard to deal with. But yeah, running Triple Sage. This card, helps add a lot of consistency to the deck. Lets me summon blue eyes from the deck. Helps me get my like rituals, my ritual starters off the field and replace them with the blue eyes. Just put a bunch of damage on the board. If I need to use its normal summon effect, I can link it away from Linkuriboh and get a stone to use as discard fodder. Speaking of stones, I'm running 4. So I'm running the 3 ancient stones and the 1 stone of legend. Yeah, Stone of Ancients, Recursion, summons from the deck. Stone of Legend adds blue eyes directly from the hand. If I have like Melody and Sage, I'm probably going to, be able to do a pretty nice combo. So yeah, White Stone of Legend, White Stone of Ancients, 4 stones. Then my 3 ritual normal summons. So like I actually ended up looking into like buying singles of Manju, but apparently this card is like hard to find. It's like yeah, they only have like copies of this like $5 and up. I've seen copies of this card for like $10, and it's just like wow. But yeah, 1 Manju, 1 Senju, 1 Sonic Bird. Yeah, I just got that protagonist luck. Always draw what I need in the situation. And I think like another reason it ends up not being a problem is because I have so many things to just search Chaos Max, so it's like it's typically fine. And then I've got 1 Pankratops and 1 Levianeer. It's a going second deck, going second cards. Levianeer is really good. And then the thing about it is like when they make me go first, Levianeer also helps as well. Then I'm running 2 Ash. I want to have some kind of hand trap. Ash hits the most thing. I would like to get my hands on Droll and Lockbird, but for now I'm just playing Ash. Yeah. Because the thing about it is, even if they do establish a board, the deck is built to just like deal with and break apart boards, so it's typically fine anyway that I don't like run a bunch of hand traps. Now we do the spells. Triple trade in. It's a Blue Eyes deck. You're probably always going to see that in Blue Eyes decks. Trading's really, really good. I'm running 2 copies of Melody. This card's really broke. I can add Alternative, I can add Chaos Max, I can add Blue Eyes, I can add Levianeer. It's just whatever I need to, like, get that last bit of push for damage, last bit of piece of the combo. Melody ends up searching it. If I open, like, Melody, Sage, you know, with, like, Chaos Form or something, like, I'm probably got game, to be completely honest. Speaking of Chaos Form, I'm running 3 Chaos Form. Yeah, you know, Ritual Spell. I can use the graveyard to, like, banish from the graveyard to summon Chaos Max. Really good. And then, this is actually a new card, so I'm running Execution of the Contract. This is a new card out of Ignition Assault. So what it does is, if I have Chaos Max in my hand, I reveal it, I equip this to a monster on the field, and it becomes the same level as Chaos Max. And if I tribute that monster to Ritual Summon, then I get to pop a monster on their field. So I rarely actually use that effect. What I typically do is, you know, just having a card that can just turn my monsters to level 8 so I can go into my rank 8 plays. It's, like, really, really good. So yeah, Execution of a Contract, 2 copies of that. And then, you know, we're playing extenders. I'm playing 1 Monster Reborn and 2 Return of the Dragon Lords. Only playing 2. It's a nice card, but it's just, you know, you don't really want to open this. It's like, it's a nice extender. It's a nice late game play. It's, you know, protection, but it's like, 2 is fine. Monster Reborn is the real, like, broken card. And then, playing 2 Super Poly. Yeah, this card is broken. It's just like, oh, did you just build full spiral board? Okay, I'm gonna Super Poly, just clear your whole board. Oh, did you, like, there's so many boards that I can clear with this. Hilariously enough, I didn't actually end up getting to use this that much because, you know, everyone was playing around Super Poly. But it was just like, it's still like a really broken card. And I'm playing the 1 Raigeki. I don't have Lightning Storm, but I do have Raigeki. You know, just, it's a board wipe. It's pretty good. Then the last 2 cards, I am playing 2 copies of Called by the Grave. Yeah, I've realized that, you know, since last time and during testing that I don't really care about hand traps that much. It's like, okay, if you Droll and Lockbird me, it's like, okay, I'll summon Chaos Max. Like, yeah. And then, like, but yeah, that's the main deck. That's the main deck. It's 40 cards, I believe. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go straight into the extra deck. So, Link Monster, playing 4 Link Monsters, the 1 Linkuriboh, the 1 IP, the 1 Unicorn, the 1 Borrelsword. I actually never summoned Borrelsword over the course of the tournament. A lot of times, like, because with the way the deck is structured, I typically just end up with like 10,000 damage on the board anyway, and then Chaos Max can't be destroyed by card effects or targeted, so yeah, the one I summoned the most was definitely Linkuriboh. I summoned that like every single game. It's just, it's such an enabler being able to just like link away your stones, link away the Sage. So yeah, those Link monsters. Playing Super Poly targets. Lots of Super Poly targets. I got Diplexer Chimera, which is 2 Cyberse monsters. Dragostapelio, 1 Fusion, 1 Dark. The Guard Dragon Futures, which is 3 Link monsters. This is really broken against Spiral. Starring Venom, 2 Dark monsters. So yeah, those are my Super Poly targets. Yeah. And then I'm running, you know, rank 8s. Running Dinowrestler, number 38, Cipher Blade package. So yeah, these are my rank 8s. Number 90 is really good because, you know, like I mentioned before, I rarely do 5 summons, but if I do go to 5 summons, I can just make number 90 and not worry about Nibiru regardless. You know, Cipher Blade package, pop multiple cards. Number 38, Spell Negate. Dinowrestler is, you know, non-targeting, non-destruction removal. Really busted card, protects my field. Dinowrestler is a really good card. And then the 2 synchros, I'm playing Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, Azure Eye Silver Dragon. I did not make either of these a single time. Honestly, I was very surprised by it. A lot of times, like literally just like going into like Chaos Max supported by like one of the rank 8s was just like, it was typically too much to deal with. So yeah, that was that. And then that is it for the extra deck. Going into the side deck. So, yeah. I got the idea from, one of my friends when I was talking about, like, dealing with back row decks. Somebody mentioned, like, Jinzo, and then, instead of Jinzo, someone else mentioned, like, oh, just run Royal Decree. So I decided to try that out, running triple Royal Decree, and it actually ended up being, like, really, really busted. Because I remember one game, like, they made me go first, right? So I made number 38, set Royal Decree, and then, I negated their stuff with number 38, and then they set a bunch of back row, and in the end phase, I just flipped Royal Decree, and then they just, like, couldn't do anything. Because, if they drew the out to, the floodgate, I could just negate, the Cosmic Cyclone. Yeah, so 3 Royal Decree, and then just more back row hate, because, Mystic Mine is a deck, Altergeist are a deck, Triple Twin Twisters, being able to pop back row is really nice, discard stuff, get off my stone effects, really nice. Triple Book of Moon, this card is surprisingly good, being able to, flip monsters into face down defense position. This is actually a very good, like, play for when you're being forced to go first. You flip down one of their monsters before they're able to link it off, and then, they can't link away their card, and then they're just kind of stuck. And now their monster is in face down defense position. So you know what that means? That means I'm getting double piercing damage off of Chaos Max. So yeah, Triple Book of Moon, and my budget evenly match, I'm running Triple Dark Hole. This card is eh. See, I want to say that it would have been good, but I, like, never drew it, so it was fine. A lot of times I just, like, cleared boards with Super Poly, but I'm running Triple Dark Hole. If there's a big, ridiculous board and I need to, like, beta negate, I can just, like, blow through it. And then, like, one thing I will say that I kind of like about Dark Hole over Evenly Match is that, I don't lose my battle phase with Dark Hole. I'm already running the Raigeki, so that's cool. A lot of Go Second cards, as you will see. And then, 2 Kaijus. Yeah, just more Go Second stuff, Kaiju away stuff. And then I'm side decking an extra deck monster, Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. This is honestly just here for sentimental reasons. It did not do anything. It just kind of stayed in the side deck. But yeah, that is pretty much the gist of the deck profile. To talk about some matchups, oh my god, Mathmex deal a ridiculous amount of damage. I remember one game I lost to them, and that's another interesting thing, is like the Go Second deck mirror match. But like, I played against Mathmex in one game and they dealt like 12,000 damage to me in a single attack. It was ridiculous. I remember one game against Dragon Link, like, so Chaos Max can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and so, like, natural way to, like, deal with that is, like, to do non-targeting, non-destruction removal. So what ended up happening is, like, I was in a situation where I had, like, a Linkuriboh and Chaos Max, right? He made the Borrelsword, and the thing about that is, like, Linkuriboh is, like, it's such a good card because it, like, stops things like that. But basically, he didn't have any cards that he could summon. I think he used, like, Boot Sector Launch to revive all his monsters in defense. He made the Borrelsword Dragon, and then he used the Borrelsword Dragon to trigger the, I think it's Magna Rocket Dragon, the one that sends the card to, like, kill the Chaos Max. And then he attacked over the Linkuriboh. And obviously, I'm going to activate as the fact that, like, so I don't die. And then I was able to just, like, make another Chaos Max. Because, like, the Ancient Stones, you can just add back the Chaos Max, and if you just happen to have a ritual spell, it's fine. And so, yeah, Shadalls are a deck. I can't Super Poly Shadalls a lot of the time because they end up having, like, these awkward attributes on the field, so I can't Super Poly a lot of the time. I'm thinking about, like, editing my side deck a bit more and maybe, like, you know, running super poly targets in the side deck as well, and maybe like a third copy of super poly. So that's probably a change I would make in regards to the side deck. Yeah, Royal Decree's really good against back row decks. You know, being able to just like shut down all their floodgates like that, it's really good. And then it's like, oh well, I'll just like, you know, play Cosmic Cyclone. It's just like I can make number 38. So it's like, oh, you drew your out to my floodgate. Well, I negated it. What now? And then it's like, let's see. There's some other things. I've noticed that this deck has a surprising amount of grind game. Because just being able to continuously, like, you know, use Ancient Stone and Linkuriboh and just, like, keep, like, getting that interaction. Because an interesting thing, so if you have, like, a Stone on the field and then Linkuriboh on the field, when they attack, you can tribute the Linkuriboh, reduce it to 0, basically negate the attack. And then when they swing over the stone, you can actually re-summon the Linkuriboh by tributing to the stone. And basically you get to like stop 2 attacks with Linkuriboh that way. And then the stone will summon a Blue Eyes from the deck at the end of the turn. And like, you know, just all of the summoning from the deck ended up being just so good. Also, like, I found it super funny because like one dude I played against, he was running like 7 hand traps and just didn't draw any of them. It was so sad. And then like the one game where he did like draw a bunch of hand traps, you know, he was going first. And I was just like, man, you hate to see it. But yeah, I think that'll be it for the deck profile. We'll probably go ahead and like, you know, showcase the standard game plan of the deck real quick, so I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so just kind of go over the general thing, what you typically want to do. So like, there's a lot of different ways to basically end with like Chaos Max on the board, or like just build a board, but yeah, just like to do like just a standard combo. Normal summon the Sonic Bird, and you'll get to search and add a ritual from the deck to the hand. We'll go ahead and add a Chaos Form from deck to hand. Right? And then you can go ahead and activate Melody. You do like, you need a discard, so discard your card. Melody will add, you know, a Chaos Max and then like whatever other card you might want to need. If you have like a White Stone of Legend in your hand, you can discard that. Add the, you know, alternative, and then, you know, you'll have alternative to extend plays too. So that goes to the grave. Then you can activate the Execution of the Contract, reveal the Chaos Max. This becomes level 8, Chaos Form, tribute off the Sonic Bird, summon Chaos Max. Execution of the Contract will activate to pop a card, and then, you know, you have Chaos Max as well. And that's with just like, you know, 3 cards, give or take. Based on other things you have, like you can extend further. But typically what you want to do is you just want to, you know, try to put Chaos Max on the board going second after you break their board. Just put ridiculous amount of damage on the board. There were a lot of times where I would just have like Return of the Dragon Lords, and then, you know, basically it just becomes like super easy to put over 8,000 points of damage on the board. If you have, you know, like Raigeki, you have like Super Poly, Return of the Dragon Lords. Like, yeah, it's just really easy to put like stupid amounts of damage on the board. You could search Levianeer as well. You know, you could search Levianeer off Melody. Just whatever your missing piece is, you search off a Melody, and, you know, just put Chaos Max on the board. You do tons of damage. Going first, you typically want to try and put, you know, get your rank 8 plays going, or at least try to. And then you would, you know, go into one of your rank 8s. Typically, you're going to either be making number 90 or you're typically going to be either be making number 90 or Hope Harbinger, depending on the deck that you're playing against. You never want to go first, you know, like blind. This is typically something where it's like, oh, you won the last game, they're going to make you go first. You know, you predict that. You side in like your Book of Moons, so you can disrupt them on their turn, and you make either number 90 or number 38, because you know you're typically not going to get hit by this.
Oh, yes. And it's not.
And then like if they've seen like the last game, they'll know you're not like playing. You know, you're not going to summon 5 times, so they're probably not going to slide into Nibiru's. But even if they do, you can make number 90 if they're a monster effect heavy deck. You know, number 38 if they're a spell effect heavy deck. You slide in like Road Decree for like trap decks, etc., etc. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the deck. I will probably, you know, I could probably go a bit like further in depth if you guys, you know, want to hear about like matchup specific interactions, but I think that, you know, covers enough for now. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe. I am trying to get to, you know, 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. If there's like, you know, a matchup specifically that you want to hear like more information about, or like, you know, another deck you want to hear my thoughts about, or something like that, please leave it in the comments below. But yeah, this has been Darkslayer Arim. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.